oppose against them. So when I fight this guy, it's all he was a nobody. When I fight this guy, all he was washed. When I fight this guy, it's an excuse, you know. So who you want me to fight? I beat this guy, it's an excuse. I beat this guy, you know, he's too young or whatever.
1. Terence Crawford stunned the boxing world by announcing his retirement through a deeply emotional message that left many fans saddened. The undefeated champion didn't quietly step away. Instead, he shared a heartfelt 6-minute video on YouTube where he became emotional several times while explaining his decision to retire at 38, shortly after securing what many view as one of the greatest wins in modern boxing. Crawford shared that he feels he has already proven everything he needed to in the sport, and choosing to leave on his own terms means more to him than chasing more money or collecting additional titles.
I'm never really going to give my full respect until afterwards. Yes, you know, it's a lot of people that's changing their narrative. Like, man, y'all watching something great right now, and we not appreciating it. And it's sad to say that we waking up at the tail end of it.
On Tuesday night, Crawford shared a social media post with a short but meaningful message saying he was stepping away with nothing left to prove and marking it as the Crawford era, and the announcement quickly gained millions of views as fans filled the comments with a mix of sadness and admiration for one of boxing's greatest pound-for-pound fighters choosing to retire at the top. The sudden decision has created major discussion across the boxing world, as Crawford's full statement revealed several surprising reasons behind his choice, and before those emotional details were fully explored, Jake Paul made unexpected remarks that added even more controversy to the story of Crawford's retirement.
They're gonna put a dent in his career a bit.
Terence Crawford announced his retirement from boxing today. What do you make of that, Jake Paul?
I think it's cap. I don't think he's actually retiring, but it's a smart move by him.
According to reports from people close to the situation, Jake Paul allegedly downplayed Crawford's retirement during a workout at the Miami Open, suggesting it was simply a negotiation strategy. Paul reportedly told reporters that Crawford was not truly retired and was just creating buzz around his name, calling it a smart move. The reaction surprised many because only weeks earlier, rumors suggested Crawford's team had been contacted about a possible fight with Jake Paul that could have been worth tens of millions of dollars. Some observers believe Paul may be frustrated that Crawford stepped away before talks could fully develop, which might explain his dismissive reaction, as the matchup had the potential to become one of the biggest crossover events in boxing.
Out of retirement, and you're going to face Terence Bud Crawford?
I'll fight Crawford 100% next year. He already was down this year, but we're going to make it happen next year.
Final message for all the Jake Paul fans out there worldwide.
I love you guys. Thank you so much for all the support always.
Since Crawford's dominant win over Canelo Alvarez in September, the boxing world has been split, with many believing a rematch could have produced the biggest payday of both fighters' careers, but Crawford appeared to value different goals. Interestingly, he had been hinting at retirement for months, though most people ignored it because fighters often speak about leaving the sport without following through. In his emotional YouTube retirement video, Crawford shared how maintaining an undefeated record for 17 years placed enormous mental and physical pressure on him, revealing the personal challenges behind his decision to step away.
In a way like this is rare. Terence Crawford just retired 42-0, and honestly, that's how you do it. No chasing checks, no hanging around too long, no letting the game humble you on the way out. He leaves as the only boxer in the 4-belt era to become undisputed in 3 weight classes, something we may not see for a very long time. And he put the final stamp on.
Crawford shared that every fighter knows retirement eventually arrives, but the timing is always uncertain, explaining that his journey was never about belts, money, or fame, but about proving doubters wrong and chasing the feeling of achieving the impossible through hard work and determination. He expressed deep gratitude for the sport, saying he fought for his family, his hometown, and the young version of himself who only had dreams and boxing gloves, emphasizing that he succeeded on his own terms. These words carry even greater impact now that he has chosen to step away while still at his best, something very few fighters have accomplished, and many analysts believe his decision was partly influenced by events just weeks earlier when the WBC stripped him of his super middleweight title after claims that he refused to pay $300,000 in sanctioning fees.
Canelo just a few months ago. What I respect most is that Crawford knew to stop, and a lot of greats don't. They convince themselves that there's one more fight left, and usually that's when the story changes. Crawford even said it himself, "I'm done fighting because I want a different kind of battle, the one where you walk away on your own terms." That line says everything.
Reports suggest the controversy surrounding boxing politics and business dealings may have deeply frustrated Crawford and possibly pushed him toward deciding to leave the sport while preserving both his health and legacy. The most emotional moment of his retirement message came when he explained what leaving on his own terms truly meant to him, sharing that he was stepping away from competition not because he could no longer fight, but because he felt he had already won a different and more meaningful battle by choosing when to walk away, adding that it was not a final goodbye but simply the closing of one chapter and the start of another stage in his life.
I wouldn't be mad if I never see Terence fight again. The way he performed, getting ready to be 38, I think, in a few days. Man, what better way to go out? What better way to tell the game goodbye?
Those who closely followed Crawford's journey believe his choice goes far beyond simply retiring, seeing it as a decision to protect both his physical and mental well-being while his legacy remains untouched. He steps away with a perfect 42-0 record, including 31 knockouts, and was never knocked down at any point in his professional career. Even more remarkable, there was never a single round in his career officially scored in favor of an opponent, a statistic that highlights his incredible dominance in the ring. Since the announcement, fans across social media have reacted with a mix of admiration, sadness, and disbelief, showing how strongly the boxing world feels about his departure.
Don't fight. I was arguing with Max on the way to the venue about Boots Ennis. Nah, we don't go fight Canelo and then go back and fight Boots Ennis. I saw a report today, somebody was talking about him going up to light heavyweight. Nah, we don't go up to light heavyweight. We just went up 3 weight classes since the Spence fight in 2 weight.
Fans quickly filled social media with emotional reactions, with one supporter praising Crawford for leaving the sport undefeated and untouchable, calling it the true way legends walk away, while another thanked him for his career and wished him a well-earned rest. Despite the admiration, some fans and analysts remain doubtful that his retirement is permanent, suggesting it could be a strategic move for negotiating bigger fights in the future. One skeptical comment joked that Crawford might return if offered a massive payday for a Canelo rematch, while another questioned whether he was avoiding giving Canelo another chance. Such doubts are common in boxing, as the sport has a long history of fighters announcing retirement only to return when the right opportunity or financial offer appears.
Specifics, if you watch my channel, you know what I'm talking about. Last week I said that, there was going to be some big news come down the pipe. When you hear it, you guys will know. Terence Bud Crawford has officially announced his retirement via his social media platforms. So, and it's a great thing. He left on top.
Crawford's retirement has sparked major discussion because it comes at a time when several huge fights were still possible, matchups that could have broken pay-per-view records. Canelo Alvarez's trainer, Eddie Reynoso, had only recently said they were aiming for a rematch in September 2026, a fight many believed could become one of the biggest rematches in boxing history. At the same time, there were talks about Crawford possibly moving up to middleweight for more legacy-defining bouts, along with rumors that he could headline a major Riyadh season event in early 2026, making his decision to step away even more surprising.
Close to him, pretty much knew that Canelo was going to be the last fight. He was pretty much done. There's nothing else more to accomplish. You proved all of your haters wrong. Everyone who hated on you all the way to 42-0, and you proved everybody, who believed in you, you proved them right.
Boxing promoter Turki Alshik, who played a key role in making the Canelo fight happen by offering both fighters huge purses, is reportedly frustrated that Crawford retired before cashing in on a potential rematch and other major bouts. Sources say Turki invested heavily in turning Crawford into a mainstream star through his Riyadh season events in 2024 and 2025, making the timing of Crawford's exit surprising. Crawford's coach, Bernie Davis, reportedly told Mill City Boxing that if Crawford ever returned, his price would be a firm $100 million. No less, no negotiation, underscoring that any comeback would have to meet that exact figure.
Terence Crawford walking away as a great with nothing else left to prove. He's actually attached a YouTube video. In this video, he is receiving the key to the city. He's on the stage. He's thanking everybody that brought him to where he was in boxing. Bo McIntyre, Shakur Stevenson, everyone around him in his team. I'm #1 pound for pound. I'm 3 times undisputed. I'm 5 division champion. I've got...
Many insiders speculate that Crawford's retirement could be a strategic move to increase his value and force promoters to meet his asking price if he ever returns. However, those closest to him insist this retirement is genuine, noting that his stepping away with an unblemished record, full health, and a legacy intact, achievements few fighters in history have managed. His exit also reignites talk about high-profile fights that never happened and rivalries left unresolved, with the most notable being Errol Spence Jr., whom Crawford decisively defeated by TKO in the 9th round of their July 2023 matchup when the referee stopped the fight.
I hear you. And the final question, Terence Crawford just announced his retirement. What are your thoughts on this? Is this for real? What do you think? The GOAT is retired?
Listen, man, I don't think Terence is playing. Listen, he's a serious man. He's given the game so much. Congratulations to you, Terence Crawford, bro. Whatever you want to do.
Spence had the contractual right to a rematch after his devastating loss, but it never happened despite months of negotiations and public back and forth online. While he hasn't publicly reacted to Crawford's retirement, sources suggest he may feel relieved that the rematch pressure is finally off. Spence hasn't fought since that defeat and has been recovering from eye surgery, which many believe affected his performance in their first bout. Crawford also leaves unfinished potential matchups with fighters like David Benavidez, who analysts think could have challenged him seriously. Critics have pointed out that Crawford is retiring just as younger, hungrier fighters were emerging, with one analyst tweeting that Crawford acted smartly by stepping away before the new generation could threaten his dominance, calling it calculated rather than legendary.
I think you deserve it. You blessed us with many great fights, bro. At the end of the day, your accolades will never be replicated, brother. And you finally got your just due. So respect to you, man, and enjoy life outside of the ring.
But if you had to make a bet, does he come back?
I don't think so.
One critic argued, retiring after beating a 35-year-old, injured Canelo doesn't make you the GOAT. Real legends stay and fight everyone. Crawford cherry-picked his way to 42-0. Supporters quickly defended him, highlighting that he unified divisions, moved up multiple weight classes, and defeated every opponent in his 17-year career. Crawford's retirement also reshapes the super middleweight division, leaving all 4 major titles at 168 pounds vacant and opening the door for a new champion to rise. Many fans see this as positive, as Canelo had long controlled the division, carefully choosing opponents and blocking legitimate contenders like David Benavidez and David Morrell. Crawford jumping 2 weight classes to fight Canelo was controversial, and some analysts argue it exposed how broken the division had become under Canelo's reign. With all 4 super middleweight titles now vacant, younger fighters finally have a chance to step up, and fans can expect more competitive matchups in the division. Meanwhile, the future of Canelo Alvarez remains uncertain after suffering the most crushing loss of his career to Crawford in September. Many believe Canelo's performance was affected by a left elbow injury that required surgery just a month later, which helps explain why 2 judges' scorecards were so close at 115-113. Reports suggest Canelo is eager for a rematch to prove he can beat Crawford with both arms healthy, but that chance may be gone unless Crawford reconsiders. In his emotional retirement video, Crawford expressed gratitude to everyone who supported him, including his critics, creating some of the most heartfelt moments of his career.
More questions, but you voiced you don't know how many fights that you actually got left. How does Terence Crawford know when it's time to hang it up?
When I want to. I'm going to retire from boxing before I let boxing retire me.
Crawford thanked his haters, critics, and every opponent who challenged him, saying they made him better, sharper, and legendary, a rare display of maturity in a sport where many retire with bitterness or regrets over missed fights or money. He also expressed deep gratitude to his team, promoters, his hometown of Omaha, Nebraska, and most importantly, his family for their sacrifices throughout his 17-year career. Sources close to Crawford say family played a huge role in his decision to retire, as he wants to be more present for his children. One source reportedly said, "Bud has given everything to this sport since he was 7, missing birthdays, holidays, and precious time with his kids. Now he wants to make up for that lost time while he's still young enough to be an active father."
Mac, you've been training Crawford for years. Is he retired or is he going to keep fighting?
He just got to take a break.
Is Terence Crawford retired or is he going to keep fighting?
Oh, he's going to keep fighting.
He's going to keep fighting?
Yeah.
You're the man. Be man. Hey, congratulations. Enjoy the win.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm going to retire on my own terms, and I'm going to feel good because everything that I did it my way.
Fans have connected with Crawford's decision to prioritize family over fame and fortune, especially in a sport where many legends linger too long and risk late career defeats. The broader boxing community has largely responded with respect, even among those questioning whether his retirement is permanent. Analyst Max Kellerman reportedly said, "There are some guys who lived through their eras who will say, 'You ain't beating that guy.' Terence Crawford is one of those guys. People who watched him will swear no one could ever beat him, and they have a good case." Crawford's technical skill, switch-hitting ability, power from both stances, and advanced boxing IQ set him apart. Yet some analysts, like Eddie Pranjev, have offered a more measured view, noting that his 2024 win over Israel Madrimov was closer than the scorecards indicated.
It's been a journey. I remember, like it was yesterday, I went to quit boxing. And I'm like, man, boxing. And to the point where I didn't enjoy it no more. I didn't love it no more. And Bomac, he always, hey, don't worry about it, man. Just keep going. It's going to all pay off one day.
Some observers felt Madrimov may have actually won that fight, raising questions about whether Crawford was already showing signs of decline before his career-defining victory over Canelo. Regardless, his record speaks for itself: 5-division world champion, 3-time undisputed champion, 4-time lineal champion, and a perfect 42-0. Only legends like Manny Pacquiao and Oscar de la Hoya won titles in more weight classes, placing Crawford in elite company. As the boxing world absorbs this news, the biggest question remains: is this retirement permanent, or could Crawford return if the right offer comes along? Boxing history shows retirements are rarely final, with legends like Floyd Mayweather, Sugar Ray Leonard, and George Foreman all staging comebacks. Yet Crawford's announcement feels different. His calm, mature tone, the peace in his decision, and his emphasis on walking away on his own terms all suggest this might truly be the end of his career.
Dr. Conroy, Steven, Paulina, Shakur, Mac. I want to thank Red, Saul, Chad, Denise. I want to thank Julie. I want to thank Jessica, Ish. Most importantly, my brother.
Crawford's coach, Bernie Davis, setting a $100 million price tag could be the real test of whether this retirement is final or just a negotiation tactic. If promoters actually meet that figure for a Canelo rematch or a Jake Paul crossover fight, we'll see whether Crawford's commitment to walking away on his own terms outweighs the lure of a massive payday.
I know the haters are mad. I know Floyd said somewhere like, God damn, he had to lose. I needed him to lose. Go try to be undisputed one more time. Yeah. The haters mad. Oh, he's ducking the Canelo rematch.
For now, the boxing world has to accept that one of this generation's greatest fighters is walking away at 38, undefeated, with his legacy fully intact. Whether his record could have been even more historic if he faced Benavidez, gave Canelo a rematch, or defended against emerging challengers will be debated for years. Now, Crawford can enjoy retirement, spend time with his family, and watch his children grow without the constant grind of training, weight cuts, and the physical toll of elite boxing. For the latest updates on boxing news, moments, and events, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and turn on notifications to never miss content like this.